So first things first, I should point out that this is from Guillotine Games. I said it's CMON as well, and there's 4 different games to do with this, and apparently you can use parts in across all of them. So it'll be quite interesting. I've not actually read the rule book yet. I just haven't had time, plus they're still in their packaging. So I'm going to start off by opening up the Wacky Races. So there's the box, as you can see, decent size, and there's a picture of the back with everything that's inside. Now let me just take the plastic off. Must admit, I do love the CMON games and Guillotine games as well. I know they work together, but I always try and do a lot of their stuff through Kickstarter because I've always regretted it when I've missed out. So this is the deluxe edition of Wacky Races, and it sounds really weird, but the box feels really nice. It's a bit lighter than I was expecting it to be when you look at what models are inside. What I like about this one as well is all the models are already painted, so which makes life a lot easier because I don't have time to paint them. I pay for a friend of mine to paint them. That's Andy from Smithy's Printed Models, and so I'll say thank you anyway, even though he's not going to end up painting these. But so anyway, first things first, the rule book. One of the reasons I like the CMON games as well is because, generally speaking, the rule books are quite thin and they're really easy to play. My 8-year-old daughter wants to start trying to play tabletop games as well, so with things like this I think she can actually jump in and have a play. She likes playing other games with them, like Zombicide. She's played a couple of times, but I'm waiting for the new one to come out and be delivered for that. So just as I'm having to flick through, I might end up doing a how to play video on these games, so if you lot are interested, please leave a comment below. Also, please hit like and subscribe. But having a look at it, it looks really simple, and that's what I like from these games. And they've even got special terrain, so we'll have a look at the terrain tiles later on, and how these cars move seem interesting. And like, true to the style of Wacky Races, you've got type of trap cards, so you can't have a game of Wacky Races without traps. So so that was the rule book. They've got quick start rules. It's a double-sided sheet. So I know they're basic races, and normally the quick start one doesn't cover all the rules, but they're normally a good way of actually getting into how to play the game before you go on to the advanced rules. And with a lot of the games I play, we end up playing the quick start rules. So even though we've read the full rule book, we always play the quick start, and then we'll play that once or twice and then get on to the proper game. So right, so these are track tiles. As you can see, they just pop out, so fairly decent size. And it does appear to be a meaning behind what each track does. Finish, so that's obviously quite obvious what that one does. without reading the rules. I can't really comment on a lot of these, but there's another board of tiles. So it looks like you can actually make these tracks however you want. I'll have a look at that in a sec. So that I haven't got a start track, so who goes first and how they go first is a different thing on me. I don't know yet. So we've got a pack of cards. I'm just trying to get into them. I'm cutting myself because I'm actually using a knife rather than a pair of scissors. I'm starting to regret now, but so these are all our descriptions of all the different cars. So you got the Bouldermobile. The racers are the Slag Brothers. And description: 2 club-wielding cavemen drive a boulder on wheels. Most likely to say, Ragga, Radda, wheel gone, get new one. Must admit, I've not watched Wacky races in years. But I do remember some of these characters, and I like Captain Caveman as well. I'm pretty sure they're from the same place, but so just showing you some of these, and deck of cards, which is obviously to do with movement, I'm guessing. Probably what traps are involved, and let's randomly select one from the middle. So one in the middle is a log. Move backwards 2 tiles. Choose another one randomly. Oh. Guessing that means you move to that spot. So yeah, and that is also neutral racers activation. So how many players is this? Because it might be a case of that it's 1+ players, like quite a few of their games are. Probably should have had a look. No, it's 2 to 6 players. Oh, when it comes to age, it's 14+, I should say, with an estimated time of 20 minutes. My 8-year-old's quite switched on, and as I say, these games are normally really easy to play, so I will definitely give her a try on to see how it goes. So if I can get the lid off, well, they look absolutely amazing. And actually, I think the whole weight of the box is from their models. So let's... Yeah, that seems to be focused. Not too bad. Look at the quality of that. I don't need the underside, but... hang on. As I read that card out for the Bouldermobile, that's what the Bouldermobile actually looks like. they look really cool. Their arms look really yellow, but they're not as yellow in person, I should point out. Let's have a look at one more. I know my daughter will end up playing her when we play. But look at the quality of it, and they don't feel like cheaply made models as well, which I like. You do get it with some games where they're pre-painted models and they then sort of skimp out on the actual quality of them, but I'm really happy with the quality, and I must admit they're a lot better than what I was expecting them to be. So let me just put the lid back on that one quickly. Oops, I forgot to put the cards back in. It's alright, I'll do that in a minute, because I am going to go on to one of the expansions. So this one here, I might have got wrong what I said earlier. This one actually says compatible with Scooby-Doo the board game. So I'll do the Scooby-Doo the board game next. Because no, this is actually part of Scooby-Doo the board game. So I'll do that next.